You are listening to Time Bomb, Book 4 in the Vibe Steamy Romance series, written by Lynn Chantale, narrated by Chase Johnson, published by Horsemen Publishing Incorporated. Copyright Lynn Chantale 2022. All rights reserved. Prologue. Cain McBride rushed through the marbled foyer and up the wide, winding staircase with its gleaming wood banisters to the last room in the carpeted hall. Never before had he been summoned to his father's home with such urgency. His father, Thomas McBride, was nearing 80 and was just as sharp as when Cain was a teenager. Much to Cain's wonder, Thomas knew all his son's schemes and secrets and never let him get away with anything. And now Cain had been summoned to his childhood home. Multiple scenarios played through Cain's mind. Perhaps his father was dying from some incurable cancer, or maybe a stroke would force Cain to put his father in a home. Cain dismissed the latter. Thomas McBride had enough money to hire private nurses to care for all his needs. Cain composed himself before he knocked on the door. He ran his hand down from his neatly trimmed hair to the crisp edge of his mustache until he reached the silk of his tie. He didn't want to look flustered. "Come," came the hearty response to his knock. Cain twisted the knob. His father didn't sound like he was in pain or ill health. Cain pushed open the wooden door. The scents of aged leather and expensive cigar smoke greeted him. The sense of his childhood and of his father. Cain stepped into the room and closed the door. "Father?" Cain glanced around the room. The mahogany gleamed. The desk and credenza glowed with a mirror shine. The furnishings hadn't changed, but the paint and carpet had. The walls were a soft blue, almost gray, and what was once carpet now gave way to a deep charcoal laminate flooring. Cain had to approve of the look. It seemed more stately and masculine somehow. "Here, son," came the deep voice. Cain followed the low murmur to the small sitting room. The open balcony doors let in the late summer breeze. Soon the weather would be too cool to have the doors open. Instead, his father would keep the fireplace burning. Cain stepped into the room with two easy chairs, separated by an antique table facing the fireplace. Above the mantel was an oil painting of the entire family. Cain's parents, 5 brothers and sisters, and a grandparent from each side. He crossed the room and kissed his father on the cheek. His father's skin was papery and wrinkled, but there was a strength and intelligence in those burning brown eyes. "Good to see you, Cain." He picked up a glass of iced tea. "Have a seat." "You scared me. What was so important you needed me to rush over here?" Cain settled in the other chair, facing his father. Thomas McBride sipped his tea as he gazed at the painting on the wall. "Do you know why I had that painting made?" Cain looked at the picture as well. He opened his mouth to answer, then closed it. Truthfully, he had had no idea why there was an oil painting of their family. "No, I really don't." "There's something prestigious about having a painting commissioned." A slight sneer was in the old man's voice. "I wanted to have an heirloom to pass down through the generations. Something to say, Thomas Scott McBride was here, and this is his legacy." He nodded toward the print. "You and the rest are the reason we are as prosperous as we are." Out of the 6 children, Cain was the only one to make a genuine interest in the family business. Baking mixes. From cornbread to pie crust, all the business's products could be purchased for less than 50 cents unless a consumer was purchasing a family-sized box.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?